Good morning, everyone. It's Kathy with Plan Happy with Me, and today I'm going to try to complete in a short period of time my first two books that I read in January. So we're going to use a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a very organic video because I have nothing planned other than these 2 sheets of paper and the 2 books that I have finished. So I already know that I want a Dutch door here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I'm probably not going to put anything hanging out over the side. It's just going to be a waterfall tab. I just kind of want to have the continuity for the month. So by putting a waterfall tab, I can say this is the beginning and this is the end. I don't anticipate reading more than 4 books in a month. I mean, I could be wrong at some point, but I'm pretty sure 4 books is going to be the max for me. I don't really read books. I do Audible books. I commute anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour each way. And that is when I, quote, read. And so it is, I can't actually use my eyeballs to read. I have to use the audio. If I use audio at home, it's usually because I can't go to sleep and I need something to help me relax. Sorry, I was looking for my trimmer. Okay, so this allows me to see the end of the page so that I know I'm not overhanging or short application. It just allows me to see the differentiation between the pages, and then that makes me happy. So we're going to go ahead and just trim these. And then I know that Amy plans things that she rounds the corners. And I have been remiss in doing that. So I decided in this planner I would get my corner rounder out and give it a try. Because doing it with my scissors was not working. I would get more of a diagonal rather than a rounded corner. So what I have done is, well, I haven't done it in this book. I did it in my other notebook. Okay, I'll go back and fix it. I'm using, this is a crocodile from We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm using the 0.5 side because I actually like the bigger circle. Now the thing with corner rounders is you actually have to get them in the right place. Otherwise, they don't round your corner at all. And so that is the hardest obstacle because they like to just do their own thing. I'm trying to see, let's do this one. Well, you know what? I don't need to do that on camera. But I just like the bigger one. Don't ask me why. These smaller ones I'll probably leave if I didn't need to cut the corners. But I might round them even though they're already rounded. You have to get it in the right place. That's the key to a corner rounder. Okay, usually I punch facing up so I can make sure I get it in there correctly, but on that one it doesn't have a face up kind of thing. So I'm gonna start because I really like this in the corner. And then I really like the idea of this kind of crossing over both pages. Kind of like this, but I kind of want it to be closer to the gray. So I think I'm going to trim off that part of the gray. And then what I was doing in my previous book was I made these big enough to fit inside Mojo's big boxes. And I really like that they're framed. However, I bought a whole bunch of these corner things. And I'm thinking maybe we could change it up sometimes and do the corner thing. So that's what we're going to do with that. I love these, but I haven't figured out how to use them yet. So we're going to just keep trucking here. So I don't want it to be where, if we did that one there, this one down here, and what if we put a couple corners around it? I need to have room to put my review, so I don't want to use up too much space. But I'm kind of thinking I like these swirly ones. So we could put it maybe even under, just to kind of, and then this one here, let's do it up here on the top. Instead of putting it in a mojo box, we could do that, right? And then I have places to write and fill in my, how I felt about the book, my star rating, and I should pull my other book so I can see what other information I need. I don't use a lot of space for the review. I just kind of put my own task to that. But I feel like we're missing something. So let's put this on. I have some of these really neat things here. This says like timeless, believe in yourself. I think that for me, some of these with the quotes, they have to be applicable to either the book or the reading. I don't know that I want to put, you know, love is all we have. So that's not really appropriate. Change life, start fresh, believe in yourself. See, I think these have the wrong words on them. I love you, never give up. So I don't think these particular ones are going to be the right ones. And I think these, sorry sleeve, I think these, yeah, I'd like it a little tighter in there. And I don't like the square edge here, so I'm going to kind of tear it again. I think these are a little bit more film than book. So let's just see. Black film language, that's what it says. She was too vulnerable for that terrible world. And all I loved alone. These could work for books. These could work for books. So I might put, you know, like, I don't know if I like that there, but, you know, just something else to put on the page to make it not so plain. But I think where best place for us to start is to get this stuff on the paper. So I'm going to put that there. Let's glue this on. I do have an ATG gun for my tape runner. It's my favorite thing to use for paper. And for economics, I think they are one of the best ways. The little tape runners are nice when you have a little space. But I still like the cost effectiveness and the fact that I don't have to change it every 5 minutes. I probably put that just a little bit too high. I think it's okay. It's just one on the end here. So I don't have any of this tape over here, but I don't want to use up all my space. So I think I'm going to leave it like that and then go from there. So if we put the book kind of like this here, where did my swirly edge go? Do we want this up here? I think it gets a little bit lost. So what if we did it here? I think that works. Okay, I think that if I remember correctly, these are adhesive backed. So let's get out the tweezers and see if I'm correct. And then we'll put this down. Okay, so I mentioned in my other videos that a couple little tricks that I use. I have a Halloween bucket from a fast food store, restaurant, that I use as a garbage. Why does that look crooked? As a garbage container on my desk, which I think is a great little tip because it's just the right size, and it fits really neatly over there. Okay, that went up a little bit higher than I want, but I think we're okay because I gotta have space. And the other little trick that I use is, I actually two little tricks. I have a tool bucket And I literally just keep it in my drawer and all my favorite tools go in it. I can leave it on the desk if I need better access, or leave it in the drawer and just grab what I need. The other thing I do is I keep a larger piece of scrap on the table, and I just, the little tidbits, just adhere to that scrap, and they like going over there, so I don't fight with them quite so much. And when I'm done, I just toss that scrapbook piece away. Not scrapbook, but it is a scrap piece. Okay, then we're going to just get this on here as straight as we can, because in this particular instance, I am not a crooked girl. There we go. Oh, we didn't cut the white off on the top of that. Let's see if we can still get that up. Okay, we're back, and I didn't want to keep you hanging while I was trimming off that white part. So now we have that side done. Let's go ahead, and I think I'm going to cut this side down a little bit, and to make it a little more square, because I really hate crooked lines, I'm going to use my trimmer and cut what I call 2 notches, which is probably 1/2 inch off. I can get my finger out of there. There we go. And then it's ready. And then I'm going to tear this. Now, this here does not have the white edge showing, so that means I want to tear down. Yeah. Okay. If you tear up, then the white edge will show. And I almost always want that white edge, so I'm a little surprised that I don't have it. Let's see, tear down. Okay. All right. And then we're going to put this like this, I think. Yep. So I'm going to glue these two together first, and then put it on the page. Okay, this doesn't want to sit down. I don't think I put any tape runner there, so I'm just going to use my glue pen, put a little on there, and whoosh, voila, all done. I love these glue pens. There's a chisel and one that's really like a pen. Little easier to control the pen, but if you need a bigger amount, you need a bigger tip. Okay, so let's glue these together, or tape them together, I should say. I'm going to put the tape on the shortest piece so that I don't have overlap that I don't know what to do with. Okay, so let's just see. I think I cut it too short. Okay, I apologize for the alarm intrusion. We are back at it. Okay, so I'm going to put this on this side, and I may cut this so it fits in the crease a little bit better. But I'm going to put tape on this side. And then I really want this to be pretty. Pretty is the word I want. But I really want, I'm doing black and white so that the different colors of the book covers do not conflict with the colors that I choose. And I think I'm just going to try and glue that down. And let's see. One more maybe. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be cut, which is fine. I'll just take my knife and make a little cut here so that there is, it can move back and forth. Okay, and then we're going to put a little glue here from the glue pen, because I didn't put any tape up there. Okay, how about on this side? Maybe that little tiny piece. Let's get out the smaller pen. You can see it's a lot finer point and a little bit for those little tiny areas. There we go. That's good. All right, now we're going to put this on. If you haven't read these two books, I would recommend both. Metal Slinger has a big plot twist, but it's really good. And then The Chemist is different than I thought it was going to be, very different than I thought it was going to be. And kind of while I was reading, I was like, okay, I'm not happy because this is not what I thought it was. But then there's a few, I would say, pretty major twists and turns in it. And that was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, I like that. So I would definitely rate this at least a 4, maybe a little more. And the same with The Chemist, probably even a 4.5 for maybe even both of them. Now I'm pretty generous with my stars because, you know, I don't know. But I will say that it's going to be really hard for me to do a 5. And that's because it would have to be totally perfect. Because as a teacher, I don't give A's unless it's perfect. And that means if I have to correct a 1 comma, depending on the grade level, 1 comma, 1 period, then it's not perfect. So I cannot give you a 5. And I feel the same way about my book ratings. I don't know why I can't get past that, but that's how it is for me. Okay, so now all I have to do is put in my stuff. And if I want, I'm going to try and find some of those little quotey things here. Change life, start fresh, believe in yourself. Nope, that does not apply to books. So I think what I'm going to do is probably call this video good. Timeless I could do, but not conquer from within. So I may add these as filler when I'm done writing my review. Thanks for watching. I hope you consider liking, subscribing, and possibly sharing the video. You guys have a terrific day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.